We are out at Shady Brook Park today testing out all the new prodiscus. We have the Legenda, we have the Sladi, the Laseri, the Respecti, the Midari in premium, the Midari in baseline plastic, the Jokeri in premium, and the Jokeri in baseline. Now all these are between 172 and 176 grams. And with me today we have...
My name's Dylan Boggs. Been playing for about a year, playing around in Lexington.
Tell us about your power, man.
That's the only strong point of my game right now. So carry a lot of stable plastic, throw about 500 when needed. I throw a Discraft Force right now for distance, or a Discraft Crank. I'm going to throw some of these, try to manipulate them a little bit, see how I can really work with this wind. We got tail crosswind right now. I'm throwing about 440 with the basket down there. Just trying to really pinpoint them and figure them out a little bit. Just try to get some good feedback on them.
All right, man. Let's start out with this Legenda. That's about 20 foot short. Here's the Sladi. A little left. That's the Laseri. About pin length. Overstable. He's going to release this with some Annie. You got to get anything out of this one. Woohoo!
That thing is so mean. Midari.
That is a mid-range, folks. What do you say, about 80 short?
About 80 short, 80 right.
Here's the Midari in the baseline. It is flippy. Now I got 15-20 mile an hour crosswinds today, so it's a little chilly out here. This is the Jokeri. I mean, that's a long putter. Probably about what, another 80 or 90 short? Still. Almost 400 foot on a with a putter. Turn over.
Those are so different, that plastic. The plastic is a big difference.
Well, Dylan, you just threw basically the entire prodiscus lineup. Let's go. What do you think of the Legenda?
Legenda, I really like the flight. The flight is real smooth, ton of glide, just enough flip to carry forever. Only thing I don't like about it is how wide the rim is. Love the feel of it. Plastic's great. Just doesn't fit right in my hand quite. I don't really carry many discs with that big of a rim.
All right, and obviously you haven't done a sidearm yet. We'll get to that at some point in time, but like I said, this is just a basic backhand. Yeah, he doesn't have the strongest sidearm, but he has a decent sidearm. All right, what about the Sladi?
Sladi I really like. Reminds me a lot of a new destroyer. Destroyer's one of the first discs I learned to throw when I started upping my distance a little bit. It's got a nice little turn in the wind to it. Doesn't really want to, do anything crazy in the air. It's real smooth with its turn, real smooth with its slow speed fade. It's got a real good feel in the hand. Just really a great flying disc. Probably my favorite one out of the group. Just overall good disc.
Yeah, you turned it over a little while ago over there, and it still stabled up at the end, didn't it?
Yeah, it's flattened out pretty nice. Carried probably about 500, maybe a little longer.
Yeah, and any longer, there's a road behind where we're throwing right now. All right, the next up was the Laseri.
Love that disc. It's very close to the Sladi. It reminds me a lot of a TL or a really beat T-Bird. It's got just a nice little, throw it on a hyzer, get on it, and it's gonna flip, but it's not gonna carry too far right or just dump. Throwing it in a lot of wind. Really like it for the wind, a lot more than the discs I carry that fit that classification. Just really smooth disc. Always know what it's going to do. I've only thrown it 5 or 6 times, but I just know what it's going to do.
All right. Next up was the Respecti.
Very mean. Reminds me a lot of a flat top Firebird. Get on it as hard as you want, and it's always going left. I mean, I tried to ante it. I threw a couple good antes with it. And let's come this way.
Well, I'm gonna turn this thing off real quick. Sorry about that. My alarm's going off my phone, fellas.
The Respecti, I mean, it's a great wind disc. Feels good in the hand. Feels a lot like a Firebird to me. Just a little tighter rim. It feels like. It's got a good amount of glide if you can really get it over. I feel like it'd be great for just any headwind. Doesn't matter how fast it would be. You can really get on it, know it's always going left, be really good upshot, spike hyzer disc, something like that, or just a big time flex headwind shot.
Yeah, it was kind of similar to a feeling with kind of like a Banshee, wasn't it? I mean, it's a touch, just a touch wider.
Yeah, just a bit wider.
But it's got that deeper rim to it.
Yeah, it's got a lot more glide. It feels like, well, not necessarily glide, but speed.
Yeah.
Handles the speed better.
Well, the next one you threw was the Midari, and
I'm a bit off and on with the Midari. I like its flight, reminds me a lot of a Buzz. The biggest problem I have with the Midari is the rim. I don't feel clean with the rim. It's got that little pointed edge to it with that sharp cut back up into the fingers. I just can't come out of it clean. It just feels a little off in my hand. It feels like I don't know how it's gonna come off my hand. Through both plastics, the premium plastics, it's a lot more stable. It's just the matter of me. I mean, I'm throwing them on 45 hyzers, and we have a slight tailwind with the cross, and it's still flipping up and just carrying right forever. So I feel like it'd be a good turnover to straight shot disc if you can really take a little off and
wooded holes.
Keep it on the hyzer and get it to hold. I just haven't really worked that into my game yet. I usually just stable up if I need something to stay a little straighter.
Yeah, and also another thing is what kind of grip you use with it?
I use a power grip on everything. Putters, mid-ranges, fairways, drivers.
All right.
Just, it's what's comfortable. The only time I don't use a power grip is inside about 120, and I'll take a putter and just fan grip it and a little flat shot or maybe a little slight ante at it or something.
All right. And last up is the Jokeri.
The Jokeri, to me, not much putter-like in it at all. It's very similar to a Suspect. Suspect, people can debate that it's a putter or a mid-range. I don't consider anything that has a wider rim than basically a quarter to a eighth inch to be a putter. It's very wide to be a putter. It throws good, throws very good. It's really stable. It's throwing it in the wind. It doesn't want to do anything but go left or straight. The cheaper plastic gets a lot more turn out of it. Also gets a lot more glide because of that. So it's a good thing to have both of them if you're going to throw them or carry them, because you have the one that you know is going to go straight to left, and another one that you're going to be able to hyzer and get it to turn, or hyzer to get it to go flat, or manipulate and take a little off and get a softer hyzer.
All right. You also, when we came out here earlier, I let you throw some putts with it, and it has a little bit of a tendency to kind of want to go right on a putt because of how fast it is, doesn't it?
I don't know if it's necessarily just how fast it is. I think it's more of just it's not a traditional putter rim. It's more of a mid-range rim. So I feel like it kind of to get a good grip on a putter, you need that deeper rim with the thinner profile on the outside, so that you can kind of, you know, get a better putter feel for it. It just feels like it's a little too small in the hand, so the timing is off on it.
All right.
If I putted with it for a while, I can maybe get used to it, but I've, you know, kind of just learned putt with discs that feel like putters.
Alrighty. Well, that was the review of all the Prodiscus by Dylan Boggs, and I look forward to actually having him throw some more Prodiscus. And Kai, whenever you see this, this is an up and comer.